Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel MLT Lectures. In today's video, we will discuss a complete urine analysis. At the end of this video, you will be able to know what is urine, composition of urine, collection of urine, physical examination, chemical examination, and microscopic examination as well. Now, what is urine? Urine is a waste byproduct formed during the renal system filtration. It consists of water, salt, and urea. The urine is formed inside the kidney and released through the urethra. The formation of urine takes place in three processes. They are filtration, reabsorption, and secretion. The filtration part of a blood plasma is done by the glomerulus. Then the reabsorption of certain substances like simple sugar, fatty acid, amino acid takes place in proximal convolutory tubule or PCT. Then secretion of certain substances like creatinine, potassium, uric acid, organic ions and hydrogen ions takes place in distal convolutory tubule or DCT. The whole process of urine formation takes place in the functional unit of kidney known as nephron. There are billions and millions of nephrons present inside our kidney. Now, composition of urine. Urine is made up of 95% of water and 5% of the solid. The solid include ammonia, phosphate, magnesium, potassium, creatinine, urea, uric acid, sodium, calcium, chloride, and sulfate. Now, collection of urine. The collection of urine must be done in a clean and dry container with a tight cap. If the specimen is a voided specimen, it is important to provide patient with instruction for proper collection. To know more about collection of urine, you can check out the link below in the description box about specimen collection and handling. The proper collection of urine is important to avoid contamination of the specimen or deterioration of the urine constituents. Before handling a container to a patient party, we must label the container with patient name, date, time of collection, and hospital number. There are various types of urine specimen. Now we will see it one by one. Random urine specimen. This is the most common type of urine sample we get in lab. Second one is the first morning. This is taken before the ingestion of fluid. They are hypertonic in nature and used to evaluate the ability of the kidney to concentrate the urine. Third, we have fasting sample or a second morning specimen. This is particularly useful for glucose as a specimen that has been maintained in the bladder for hours, 8 hours. Fourth, we have 2 hours postprandial urine specimen. Fifth, OGTT, oral glucose tolerance test urine specimen. Then we have 24 hours urine specimen. Seventh, we have catheterized specimen. We obtain the urine straight from the Foley's catheter. Then midstream clean catch. This kind of urine specimen collection is done for urine culture or cytological analysis. This is done in order to prevent the contamination of the sample. Next, suprapubic aspiration. This method is used for infants or small children. Lastly, we have 3 glass collection. They are usually done during the prosthetic infection. Now we will move on to the physical examination. During the physical examination of urine, we do see the characteristics of color, appearance, odor, volume, specific gravity, and the pH. The normal urine is yellow to amber color. Appearance is clear to slightly hazy. The urine has a slight odor. The normal output of a urine is 750 to 2500 ml per hour. Then the specific gravity depends upon the normal fluid intake, and it usually ranges from 1.001 to 1.040. The pH is 4.5 to 8. Now let's see all the physical characteristics in detail. First one, color. The color of a urine is due to the presence of a pigment called urochrome. The urine may vary from colorless to black. They depend upon the intake of food or even the medication. Some of the lab correlation of the urine color. The urine may be dark brown in color during liver disorders such as acute hepatitis, cirrhosis, liver cancer, or it can even be dark brown in color during the ingestion of chloroquine. Blue or blue-green color. The urine is blue or blue-green in color during the ingestion of artificial food coloring like asparagines, or it can be during hypercalcemia. The urine can be orange to yellow color during liver disorder, ingestion of carrot juice, dehydration, or medication like heparin, rifampicin, and warfarin. The urine even can be red or pink in color due to ingestion of blackberries, beetroots, or other artificial food coloring. The urine can be red or pink even due to lead or mercury poisoning. Appearance of urine. Normal urine is clear to slightly hazy in nature. Cloudy urine may be evidence of infection with the pus or microscopic blood present. It can also be caused by kidney stone, foods, vaginal discharge, and dehydration, sometimes due to urinary tract infection (UTI). The normal urine is clear, as we can see in the first tube, and here slightly cloudy and very cloudy. Odor. Odor should be very slight, but some food and medication such as estrogen may affect odor. Some of the bacteria may give urine a foul odor depending upon different types of organism. In normal condition, when a urine is left at room temperature for more than 2 hours, ammonium odor is developed because the bacteria convert urea into ammonia. Volume. Volume of a urine for a healthy adult is about 750 to 2500 ml for 24 hours, which is 25 to 30 ml per hour. The output of a urine varies according to the fluid intake and the fluid loss. There are certain conditions where the urine output is increased, decreased, or there may be even a complete lack of urine output. The condition where the urine output is increased is called as polyuria, and the decreased condition is called oliguria, and where the complete lack of urine output is anuria. Here we can see in the figure that during anuria there is complete stoppage of urine output. In oliguria, decreased amount of output. In normal, about 750 to 2500 urine is given. In during polyuria, there is an increased output of urine. Specific gravity. Specific gravity measures the kidney's ability to concentrate or dilute the urine. There are certain conditions where specific gravity is increased. They may be dehydration or during increased secretion of antidiuretic hormone or ADH. The decreased condition where specific gravity is decreased is during diabetes insipidus or during kidney disease like glomerulonephritis or pyelonephritis. Next we have pH. The urine pH measures the acidity of the urine to determine if it is acidic or alkaline, and it acts as a screening test for renal, respiratory and metabolic disorder along with the other tests. We can see urine acidic pH during high protein diet, acidosis, uncontrolled diabetes, diarrhea, starvation, dehydration, and alkaline urine pH during urinary tract obstruction, ingestion of citrus fruit, ingestion of milk and dairy products, pyloric obstruction, chronic renal failure. Now moving to chemical examination. During chemical examination, we mostly detect protein, glucose, ketone, blood, leukocyte esterase, nitrate, bilirubin and urobilinogen in the urine. For a normal urine, the glucose should be negative, ketones negative, protein negative, nitrate for bacteria negative, leukocyte esterase negative, bile salts should be absent, and even the bile pigment should be absent. Now let's look into the chemical examination in detail. First, protein. Usually, protein, that is albumin, in the urine is undetectable, but when the urine albumin is detectable, the condition is called as proteinuria. This can be the early sign of a kidney disease. Other conditions where the protein is increased are multiple myeloma, inflammation, malignancies, vaginal secretion that get into the urine. Tests to detect protein in urine are heat and acetic acid method, sulfosalicylic acid method, Haller's test, Espach albulometer method, and turbidimetric method. In most of the lab, we use sulfosalicylic acid test and heat and acetic acid test. Second, we have sugar. Sugar or glucose is normally not present in the urine, but when glucose is present in the urine, the condition is termed as glycosuria. These are present in the condition like diabetes mellitus, a kidney problem, hormonal disorder, liver disease, drugs, and pregnancy. To detect sugar in the urine, we can use Benedict's test, glucose oxidase method, Solinop's method. Now, ketones. There are 3 ketone bodies present in the urine in abnormal condition. They are acetone, acetoacetic acid, and beta-hydroxy butyric acid. The ketones are the intermediate product of the fat. The ketones present in the urine give the early detection of insufficient insulin. Ketones can even be seen during severe exercise, exposure to cold, or loss of carbohydrates, resulting in ketonuria. Methods to determine ketone bodies in urine are Rotheras nitroprusside test, Breha's test, modified Rotheras test. Next we have urobilinogen in chemical examination. Urobilinogen is normally present in urine in low concentration. Seen in liver disease such as hepatitis and cirrhosis. When urobilinogen is low or absent, it means hepatic or biliary obstruction. The test done for urobilinogen in urine is Ehrlich's test. Bile pigments. Bilirubin is not present in the urine of a normal people or a healthy individual. However, in certain liver disease such as biliary obstruction or hepatitis, bile pigments are seen in urine. Different tests for bile pigments are Harrison test, Form's test, iodine ring test. Now we have microscopic examination at last. A microscopic examination of urine sediments detects the presence of certain amount of cells, microorganisms, spermatozoa in case of males, mucus, different casts and crystals. Before observing the urine under the microscope, it must be centrifuged. Procedure of centrifugation. Centrifuge 10 ml of urine in a graduated conical centrifuge tube and centrifuge at the speed of 1500 to 2000 rpm for 5 minutes. Then supernatant is poured off. Resuspend the sediment in 1 ml of the urine. Then take a small drop of suspended urine on a glass side. Mount with a cover slip and examine under the microscope. In normal urine, casts are not present. RBC can be found few. White blood cells are few or rare. Crystals are present. Only normal crystal like calcium oxalate, uric acid are present. Epithelial cells are few in number and microorganism must be absent. Here we can see bacteria in the urine with lots of pus. These are some microscopic diagram of urine. Squamous epithelial cell, renal tubular cells, RBCs, WBCs, WBC cast, RBC cast, fatty cast, waxy cast. Some different types of normal and abnormal crystals present in urine are uric acid, calcium oxalate, hippuric, calcium phosphate, triple phosphate. Abnormal casts include bilirubin, cholesterol, cysteine, leucine, tyrosine. Thank you. Hope you have learned about a complete urine analysis. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel.